Make48 is funded by
Stanley Black & Decker provides tools and services around the globe to help turn great ideas into reality and to help us shape the world we live in. We proudly support programming that inspires invention, innovation, and hard work. Together with Make48, we're providing men and women the tools and resources to build a better world. Stanley Black & Decker, for those who make the world.
Previously on Make48. The product challenge was announced.
The product category for this is
storage solutions.
And the teams began to brainstorm.
See all these things hanging upside down? You twist them to get them off. You could just have suction cups or electromagnets.
On this episode, the patent attorneys begin the essential process of existing patent research, and Warren Tuttle gives his advice. Make48. Everyone's got a big idea.
So our patent attorneys are here. We have Andrea Evans and Chris DeBacker, and you should absolutely take advantage of them as a resource. There's a sign-up sheet over here. Make sure you grab a time with them and go over your designs and make sure they're not already patented.
And we have Warren Tuttle here from Lifetime Brands. Warren is your mentor. Take advantage. He's worked a lot in this space. Well,
Up to it.
Whenever innovation is created, it's really important to make sure that you're not infringing on IP, whether it's the product itself or a trademark.
Nobody wants to get to the finish line and like another company's attorney is like, okay, so cease and desist, here you go.
We don't want to see someone going to invest a lot of money to create a company based on a product to find out that it already exists.
It can be really exciting to come up with an idea, but to be able to have somebody that is completely objective and can walk you through the yes and the no of it, I think is really important.
Mother-daughter duo Team Propel from New Jersey have quickly come up with a kitchen storage solution that they are very excited about.
My name is Nina Chakrabarti.
I'm Shati Chakrabarti. I'm her mother. Together, we're Team Propel.
The dynamic between us is pretty good. We've traveled all over Europe together. Just by having that mother-daughter dynamic, I think that we just understand each other and how to work together.
We don't have to say too many words, and we kind of get each other in a rush and under pressure, and when we have to be really, really fast. So we thought that those were the skills needed for Make48.
Team Propel, they had a very early vision. They came up with this idea an hour or two in, which is really quick.
There are two things we want to solve here. One is visibility, the other one is accessibility, right? So those two have got to make the convenience, because right now we're digging in under the sink to get the supplies out from the back.
We were really thinking about storage and compact spaces, thinking about New York City, so we went for kitchen. Currently, our prototype will focus on the cabinet setting, and it will be a multi-tiered storage solution so that you can actually expand it and nest it as needed to fit whatever space you're managing or dealing with at the time, but it can also grow for your needs later. So does this hinge exist?
So that's I think you're going to figure out how to make the hinge. Let me do some research while you guys are kind of exploring the concept of how to make this hinge.
Yeah, we'll talk to it.
Really
we did want to go to the patent attorney pretty early on because we didn't want to run with an idea that was infringing on another patent or was just not going to be able to execute.
Yeah, start doing that. I'll do a little bit of research. We don't have a ton of time to do that, but I'd say start exploring this, talk to those guys, see how to make this work.
Yeah.
I'll start doing a little bit of research, and if I find something that looks like it's similar, I'll bring it to you. There is a lot.
There is a lot, yeah.
But hopefully how you design that hinge for the two-way movement, I think that's going to be the unique element if anything.
And the door.
Hometown team Bright Ideas are hoping their combination of youth and experience might just be the winning formula.
I'm Monique.
I'm De'Aaron.
I'm Ben.
I'm Damon, and we're the Bright Ideas.
Damon and I work at an organization called Operation Breakthrough here in Kansas City. We are one of the biggest Head Starts in Missouri, and we also have a school-age program for after school and all kinds of other stuff. De'Aaron is one of our kids that we get to see every day.
And I'm her mother. De'Aaron doesn't throw anything in the trash. She finds use for every single item that she has in her room, especially the recycle bin. If you're missing something, De'Aaron has it.
I'm in the life science lab, and sometimes she'll just be there feeding the fish or asking to clean out the fish tank.
Just do this.
So we are looking at the compost bucket. At my house, we compost. Finally, our girls can take it out. They will take it out and dump it, and there's always about 1.5 inches that sticks because it's all solidified and gross. What I'm wanting is something that when they take it out and they get the stuff out, it's clean. So the idea is a self-cleaning compost bucket. So it's kind of using ice cream push-up top technology to where it has a central piece that is attached, makes kind of like a plunger. The bottom is part of it. As you pull the handle, it will pull all the stuff.
Oh, that's
it would have a rubber,
a seal
gasket
around the inside.
And as that gasket scrapes along the side, it's cleaning it out.
And I think we've arrived on a pretty good idea, and continuing to explore it and see where it takes us. Compost buckets are very, very common, but we can't find anything similar to this that's a self-cleaning, hands-off system for that kind of compost. And that's really what the selling point can be, is it's sort of designed to be hands-off. It's designed to make certain that it doesn't require a lot of cleanup. It doesn't require someone having to sort it and use their hands. It's all things that they're able to just kind of dump and go.
Okay, and the purpose of that piece in the middle is not to press anything down, it's just to lift the bottom.
It's to lift it up.
You don't have to dig down in there and get it out with your hand.
I'm racking my brain trying to think. I know, besides push pots, I've seen something like that.
You know what?
used
I have
before.
too, and I can't think of what it is.
I cannot either.
There's an arrow press.
Well, that's what I found.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like a French press. That's got to be what I'm thinking of, something along those lines, which is, sure, it operates somewhat similarly, but the use is completely different. So, with the chopper handle and the fact that, this kind of seal for cleaning out a cylindrical body, those are types of references that might be cited by a patent standard for obviousness, for rejection, but you're not going to be infringing anybody patent-wise, and you probably had some other elements here that made it unique over the prior art. The more features you have in there, the more unique and distinguishable it can be, as long as you can find all of those pieces somewhere in related fields.
The patent attorneys came over and we explained the idea of our bucket to them, and they seemed to think it was a good idea, which is encouraging.
As the teams continue to brainstorm, brand expert and mentor Warren Tuttle makes the rounds offering his input.
What benefit would it bring to you if it was in your kitchen? And then could you see that universally applied to 120 million homes around the country? But professionally, I run open innovation programs for several companies, including the most appropriate here, which is Lifetime Brands. We're one of the largest housewares companies in America.
Well, remember with cookware, they can get bulky and they can get heavy.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do a Lazy Susan, think in terms of, is it going to solve that problem?
I love mentoring and helping. I give back a lot of my time to help the inventor community.
Companies typically don't like to pay a royalty for something that's not patented, because then if their competition knocks them off, they're paying 5% more.
Warren's a great guy. I've met him before. Yeah, it was really awesome. He gave us some really amazing perspective from, his 40 years doing it.
Well, hey, listen, California is like a country, so if you can sell it in California, that's a big first step. Yeah. Every dollar counts, you'll find out when you have kids.
I saw a data point.
Yeah.
40% of produce is
Yeah,
thrown out.
those two things are important things, and you should build them into your pitch.
I love, coming out here and sharing this with people because you get a certain satisfaction that they've learned, and then they'll turn around and tell others. And at the end of the day, in our community, that's how it works, because there's a lot of folks out there taking advantage of inventors, and it's really important to be one of the good guys and make sure we're helpful. So yes, I love it.
Hoping to bring some collegiate creativity to the competition, 4 students from Purdue University Northwest have come to Kansas City with an eye on winning.
Me, Jacob, and Nick all work together on a competitive Baja team. It's an SAE Baja competition, so we build, race, compete, and sell an off-road vehicle. So we've been doing that through the school for about 3 years, and then we're all kind of connected through a CMEX Center, which is a similar kind of makerspace on campus that we use. It's more community-based, and through that we met Jordan and found out about this competition.
I got integrated into CMEC because I'm developing the app, and we applied, and we're here.
This product category is gonna require something pretty special because a lot of storage solutions have been thought of already, and
yeah, the market's rather cluttered.
We had a few ideas for a modular tool system for cleaning that would allow you to both store and use multiple, like broom, mop head stuff with only one adapter.
It's been cited 76 times.
We then found out that that idea had already been patented long ago.
That's always an issue because we definitely don't want someone to infringe on someone else's invention. So it's 2 issues here. One is maybe if they have something that's patentable. That's really hard. You can imagine in 7 or 8 hours to really invent something that's patentable. But the second part is the infringement part. So is there a patent that exists? You're not going to be able to get a patent on this technology, but I think that you can make it without being sued.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And if you wanted to get a patent, I would look into maybe the way it connects, inventing some new way of doing it where it's not obvious.
Not sure what exactly the brand is, but it looks to me like they're a lot like that vacuum you mentioned where it snaps in and then they have their organizer on the wall. Ours wouldn't snap per se. It'd be a lot tighter of a fitting and a lot more durable.
That's basically your same product. In this show, they didn't have something that was proprietary, that wasn't necessarily infringing, but the point is you want to innovate and you want to be exciting and you want to have something that's marketable and unique.
Coming up against a roadblock with the patent attorneys on their first idea, the commercialization crew of PNW decide to focus on a second idea, a storage unit for the refrigerator aimed at reducing food waste.
Well, the only thing I'm saying that is produce is the most appealing to it, right?
Because it's the most expensive, and statistically 40% of produce gets thrown away.
Yeah. Yep. So if I find a way to better store that and keep it fresher longer, why wouldn't you buy it?
It's a good pitch. It's a good pitch. Marketability, solving a problem. That is a problem. It's a problem. I don't think anyone hasn't had that problem.
Armed with a new idea, the team once again checks with the patent attorneys.
What do you think you can do?
Think you can do it. You're not going to be infringing.
I think we're back to that original
But is it real?
issue.
Yeah.
It's not
patentable.
Well, it's not that wow factor. It's just drawers.
Right.
You don't care too much about it being patentable, but you want something that's going to really be new.
Yeah, it's just like drawers that are fitting in the refrigerator.
Wow, we need this. I need to buy this.
I mean, yeah, we all need more drawers in our refrigerator, but you could probably make it a little more exciting somehow.
The PNW crew, they ended up going to the patenting attorney twice and getting shut down twice. But that's a part of business. It's a part of life, and you have to be able to dust yourself off, get back up, and try again.
Us three are born and built in the garage, so we're going to try to move back to where we're comfortable and find a solution that fits that category.
After getting the thumbs up from the patent attorney, Team Propel meets with the tool techs to get input into the design and feasibility of their cabinet storage solution.
So I'm working with Team Propel on a storage device.
I'm so glad you kind of get it.
Yes. We've been talking about it all morning and it just wasn't working. And
We had it in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Not that, and we talked to the attorneys,
and they weren't able to find something exact. They said, go ahead with it until we tell you different.
Okay.
So that's all we can do. So we wanted to get ahead of it.
It's kind of a expanding storage device that allows you to store things, everything from spices and things, but it technically could be scaled up to larger storage devices as well. A little bit of a multi-purpose device. It's got a few little neat features to it that allow it to expand on demand, allow you to create more space when you need it or less space when you don't. So let's just regroup on the idea. We remember we want to try and focus on the principle in that case,
Yes.
the principle of your product, and try and demonstrate that. I think is the main thing.
Now, my question would be, do we do this drawer thing? Let's say the drawer, if this is 10 inches long, the drawer is going to be a couple of inches. We don't want it to be like huge.
Doesn't have to be huge, yeah.
right?
Yeah. This
So,
is
or
drawing.
it can be scaled. The bottom one so much, the middle one so much, the top one is thinner, right?
Right.
Should we go with 3 drawers and the 3 shelves as our
I think just to demonstrate the principle would be a good start, right? So let's just start a new page there and then just start with that. So we're talking about
You feel that way too.
kind of a lower profile thing, maybe 10 inches wide. We'll start there.
Yeah.
And are we talking about drawers or?
If it's the base, what do you think?
I think it's fair to have a little bit of weight on the base for something like this.
Right.
Yeah, and it just depends on how the collapsible layers above, if they come down inside, how much are we giving up of that?
They don't need to come inside.
Okay,
They're just sitting
it'd be
on top.
completely flat. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The tech guys, they're all on board. Hey, let's do this.
It's got quite a bit of mechanism to it, and I think that was where we've put the most work in, is just making sure that we can make this thing become very compact or expand to what you need it, and that's kind of the trick on this one.
After a good bit of brainstorming, the Elite Sisters from Richmond, Virginia believe they've landed on an idea that could be a winner.
My name is Antoinette Bowser, better known as Tony.
My name is Sherry Seward.
Toka, Travis,
Sandy Overton, and we are the Elite Sisters.
I'm the oldest sister, and she's next in line, and the baby sister's behind me.
And I'm the sister friend. I've been friends with Sherry and Jennifer Bowser since middle school.
I am a creator and a designer. I actually have a product that I have created. This is an opportunity for me to get with my sisters and come on and do something together, be creators together. And here we are.
Here we are.
Okay, ladies, so tell us about your invention.
Okay, so we came up with a peg mag type board that you can hang over the door. Cabinet door, you can hang it over a garage door, or if you have a bar, you can actually hang it over a bar, okay? And the concept is that, a lot of times when we gotta get down pretty low to get pots and pans and stuff, with the pegboard for the kitchen, we have S-hooks that you can hang your pots on, or if you want to use it for mugs, it's whatever you want to use it for. All right. It also has a magnetic backing at the bottom on the back that has a removable container. On the back, the other portion of the magnetic is used if you're using it in the garage, you're able to put your tools on there.
Will that hang over the door? When you say front and back, is it really front and back?
Yes.
It's gonna hang it.
Yeah,
This is a door.
So this is the door in between.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yes. You can use it inside the house, in the garage, the bathroom, wherever.
We call it our peg mag.
Based off of what I see on the front and back of this storage device, is it your opinion that you didn't invent that part of it? So they have magnetic parts of storage devices, they have pegs and hooks. So are we mainly looking for the over the door component, or have you seen something that's double-sided that goes over the door?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay, because that's what I want to focus on.
You guys see it?
I can open the door like this.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of flexibility that you could have on here. For example, in the kitchen, one side could be a whiteboard for your writing your recipes, or the other side has got the stores. So the sides have a lot of flexibility I do think it's the hanging
Yeah, I
over.
want to look at that. It's interesting because normally when something is two-sided, it's literally front and back.
Right.
But the fact that it's double-sided, the way you're saying it is double-sided, but technically it's two different storage devices.
Yeah, like talking to the patent attorneys, the one thing when they were researching that they didn't see is a dual hanger. Like the fact that it's going to be double-sided, so that you see things that hang on the door all the time, whether it's for your shoes or your belts or your hats or whatever. But we haven't seen, and so far they haven't found anything that you can utilize both sides of it for two different functions.
And
basically.
actually drapes across the door. It's going to drape over the door. So
yeah.
What's on the front and the back, you guys can kind of play around with, and it can work everywhere.
So you all may actually have something that's possibly patent.
You would think. We always go in and we're like, we're going to find something for sure, and then you don't always find it.
Well, they both searched.
So
they
far,
didn't find
so good.
anything so far, so we're going to do a little bit more.
Andrea
research.
said she'd buy it right now.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
So that's a good clue.
We think we're on to something.
As the clock ticks down, some teams have started wrapping up for the evening, while others are still working.
How are things going over here?
How are things going? So we're trying to do strategy now for in prep. So we know that we shouldn't have stagnant downtime. And in this downtime, I want to make sure I start doing my video storyboarding.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take on the storyboarding, and I was going to put him for the sales sheet, right?
You do need to have a sell sheet. I'm going to pause for a second though. Okay. Have you guys put together your list of materials? Have you started mocking things up in CAD? Have you guys settled on your design, your project?
We're going to go with this paper towel dispenser that will impregnate it with the solution for cleaning. Hopefully we'll win, but if we don't win, if I know that we put in our best effort and executed the appropriate way, but we're just beat by a better team, that would be a win for me. We have a good team and we have the time and everything is here. So if we don't succeed in the end, at least we know we gave it our best shot, and that for me will be part of the bucket list. I can move on with my life. Go back to medicine. We kind of know what we're gonna need. We need nozzles, we need tubing, we need dispensers, paper towels. We have a ballpark. We're going to list that out.
Okay. So the reason I'm harping on this is your one opportunity to get stuff is tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So if you're I wouldn't necessarily consider this downtime until you have your design set, you have an exact plan of how you're going to build the thing. Focus on hardware.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And thank you. CAD.
And CAD. Yeah. Just design.
All right.
And I would right now start sketching out shapes. How do you want it to look? Because you're gonna need that in order to build it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem.
We can do recycling units where we recycle glass and aluminum and paper. How can we recycle water?
Yeah, other than the barrels.
The house itself catches a tremendous amount of water. It's a big water producer, water catch. So how about if we recycle the water that falls on the house and then store it, essentially store it on the property, not letting it run off into the rivers and lakes? Yeah, it's a tough category because it's really been exploited.
It may sound like we're splitting hairs here, but I think the wisest thing, because 48 precious hours.
Exactly, I need to know.
Because I wouldn't want you to go down any path and have them say, no, you can't.
That's exactly right.
Because we'll make anything you want, we're capable of it.
Sometimes teams get stuck. I think they went to a vague category that took it outside the house.
I just want to make sure that they're okay with it, so you don't get
Absolutely
get surprised down the road, because we want you to make a product. We want you to.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a technique that Bob Colston came up with where you do an exercise that you brainstorm, but you cannot say no. You substitute it with what if. And you do that for 15 minutes. And that usually gets them unstuck because, once they kind of paint themselves into a corner, it's hard to get them out.
We had an idea and we were really enthusiastic about it. And then once we were able to get some of the mentors and tool techs over there, we realized that the idea was a little bit outside of this very concise category.
So I'll be back.
Okay, good.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I felt like they loosened up, but time will tell. But I think they're in a better place than they were before.
So we've had to change horses here in the middle of the stream. We'll come up with something.
Yeah, just reshuffling from some of the early ideas we had, so it's kind of just figuring out where to go. So.
On the next Make48, the teams head to the hardware store.
So in just a moment, you guys are all going to board these buses and head over to the hardware store.
They'll need to shop fast for the supplies they'll need to build their prototypes.
There's a lot of different kinds of these styles, so this mounting may not be the easiest choice.
Make48 is funded by
Stanley Black & Decker provides tools and services around the globe to help turn great ideas into reality and to help us shape the world we live in. We proudly support programming that inspires invention, innovation, and hard work. Together with Make48, we're providing men and women the tools and resources to build a better world. Stanley Black & Decker, for those who make the world.
To learn more about the invention process and to see bonus content, visit Make48.com.
Thank you.